Stirring the coffee with chopsticks. Using the vortex method, the only true way to optimize the taste of your coffee on the molecular level. Good morning. Welcome to the Daybreak Show. I am the Sultan. Let's get started. But first, coffee. Perfect. It's a mixture of Ethiopian and Sumatra today. I did start watching Scott Adams recently on Twitter and Periscope, and I guess he likes his coffee as well. So that's a positive thing to be in the same league as Scott Adams. So Scott Adams, here's for you. Cheers with coffee in the unstuck coffee mug. I'm so tired of only seeing her on the weekends. Said no man ever. The weekend girlfriend is a beautiful thing. Beautiful thing. Stay focused during the week. Follow me on Twitter. Some people say, why is this guy just talking? What is he reading on his computer? I'm reading yesterday's Twitter for those of you that are not on Twitter. Many times the written, printed word is different than the spoken word. So what you're getting is some of my observations and my satire and comedy and a little bit of sarcasm from Twitter. I'm reading it here, you're hearing it in my voice, which is different than just reading it. A lot of times things are lost in translation. Things that I meant to be funny on Twitter, people get offended by. But if I say it, it comes across different. And I like the topics of media and culture satire. And if you can learn something along the way, fantastic. So don't get all butthurt about what I say, unless you want to, unless you live and wake up to be offended and butthurt. It's Monday morning. For me, I have to get a haircut today. Imagine I'm in the hair industry and I'm thinking, where am I going to get a haircut today? I could very easily do it at the salon. But I like going to different places every time. So this will be chair number 287 that I sit in today, randomly. I don't know where I'm going to go. I'm going to ask for a haircut. I should start video recording these haircuts from different places. I'm still dying to get the $3 haircut in Melbourne, Florida. There's a $5 place that opened up in a mall, and then literally across the street from it, there's a $3 haircut place. And people say, why would you do that? Because I can. Hair grows back. I've had $250 haircuts, I've had $5 haircuts, and I just enjoy the experience. It's what I do. Last night, on Twitter, I always post a nightly Indian head massage video. I do it slightly tongue-in-cheek, but I also watch the videos as well. And last night, if you go to my Twitter, at George Bruno, my Instagram is at George A. Bruno, but at George Bruno is my Twitter. There's an Indian head massage video on there that I posted last night. I swear, 8 minutes into it, I was getting some serious ass tingles. Like, total, it's quiet. Well, except because it's in India, all you're hearing is horns honking. But as he was massaging this one dude's head, I felt it. I literally felt it. That's why I watch Indian head massage videos. They just zone me out. Try it. Just go to my Twitter, click the link, and watch that. You're going to be like, what the heck? But after a while, you'll see what I mean. If sitting is the new smoking, then I smoked 3 packs yesterday. I posted this picture. It's one of the funniest memes I've seen in a long time. It's that old-fashioned black and white picture of the boxer, you know, holding his hands up. And the top says, "You use Myers-Briggs?" And the bottom says, "When I was your age, the Church of England relied on pipe smoking contests to work out clergy personality types." It made me laugh. I love single moms. They need to be supported and encouraged. They have to play the role of mother and father, and that's not easy. Keeping the radio or TV on just for the sound is noise pollution for your brain. Silence is golden. Things happen to you when you're in silence. Good things happen. Noise just drowns out thoughts. Have as much silence in your life as possible. Do you speak Philadelphian? Can you hook up my John? I also need you to line up my John. Translation: I'd like a haircut and a beard trim. Grant Cardone says, people ask me all the time, what should I never invest in? And I tell them, if it rolls, flies, floats, or fucks, then you just lease or rent it. You never want to own those things. All are bad investments. There's truth to that. Here's a Gaelic prayer that I love. As the hand is made for holding, and the eye for seeing, you have fashioned me for joy. Share with me the vision that shall find it everywhere in the wild violet's beauty, in the lark's melody, in the face of a steadfast man, in a child's smile, in a mother's love, in the purity of Jesus. That's a Gaelic prayer. Really love that. What I love about that was the line that says, joy comes from looking at the face of a steadfast man. When was the last time you saw a steadfast man who's resolute, who means what he says what he means, is a man, is masculine, firm in who he is, not trying to please everybody else? The face of a steadfast man. You comfort others and bring others joy when you, as a man, if you're a man watching this, as a man, when you are steadfast and that shows on your face, it brings joy, happiness, contentment, and comfort to other people. Somebody should invent novelty glasses with a slight filter and brush strokes in the lens so that everything that you look at looks like a Van Gogh painting. Instant millionaire. If you know how to do that, contact me, gb@georgebruno.com, and let's do a little joint venture. And let's make that $1 million before the end of 2018. I think in online dating, they should have a section for teeth. You check off how many teeth you have and also require a close-up shot. Because, you know, that's one of the things that you're going to stare at and you're going to size a person up the first time you meet them. A lot of time and money can be saved by checking out those teeth ahead of time. There are no atheists in foxholes, or when carrying scooped cat litter from 4 cats in a plastic grocery bag through the living room to the back door. You're just praying that that thing doesn't bust open. Those of you that have cats know what I'm talking about. I just flew in from San Diego, and boy, my arms are tired. Satire, you've heard me say this before, satire is greater and better than sarcasm. When there's satire, both parties can laugh. When there's sarcasm, the laugh is always at someone else's expense. Satire is much better. That's why I'm an expert, and my blog was the top conservative blog 10 years ago in the area of media and culture, and one of the top 25 blogs in the country. Media and culture satire, not sarcasm. I was never making fun of anybody. I never got a laugh at other people's expenses. People could listen to my and read my satire and laugh and chuckle, no matter who they were. No one ever felt targeted. So therefore, wrap the truth in love, not sarcasm. Comitophobics. There's a meeting tonight, 7-ish to whenever. Some people will get that. And then an essay that I wrote called Cigar Draw. The one thing that I don't want to work hard at. I do believe in hard work. But one of the things that I don't want to work hard at is cigar draw. I don't want to feel like I'm sucking a golf ball through a garden hose. It reminds me of a girl I used to know. Her name was Precious. Hard work is a virtue. I love working hard at my job. I love the result when I put a respectable effort into things. When I see the end product, I think to myself, heck yeah, I worked hard for that. I work hard even when I play. But there's one thing I don't want to work hard at, and that thing is smoking a cigar. I know you were thinking something much more sophisticated, like academics or something work-related. So that brings me to the topic of draw in cigars. The draw is the amount of effort you take when puffing on your cigar. Personally, I'm not an inhaler with pipes or cigars or anything. I'm a puffer, a sipper. Many cigarette smokers end up being inhalers just because of habit. If you're a cigarette smoker and you try a cigar, your natural, what you've trained yourself to do is just inhale into your lungs. Not a good thing. You don't do that often, or maybe you only do it once. So they end up inhaling. They instinctively have to have that smoke in their lungs to get that hit of nicotine. My personal inquiries have shown that most cigar lovers are just puffers. They are one puff a minute cigar smokers. That's what I am. Maybe one puff every 30 to 60 seconds with a 1-inch ash on the end when I do smoke cigars. So whether you are a puffer or an inhaler, the last thing you want to do is work hard at drawing that puff in. You try cutting more off the end or making a bigger notch, but it still feels like you're sucking water through a 25-foot garden hose. Like most cigar fans, I don't want to put forth that much effort. Smoking a cigar is supposed to be a relaxing thing. I like the draw to be as easy as breathing in and out of a straw. It should be pretty effortless. You'll notice that if you ever smoked a commercial convenience store cigar, that the draw is very easy. But remember that that kind of cigar is basically a brown paper tube with shredded tobacco in it. It's not rolled in layers. It's not really thought out. True aficionados will tell you that that's not even a cigar. Excuse me, coffee is calling me. It's just a cigar-like tobacco product with a little bit of flavoring in it. The draw on the handmade, hand-rolled cigar is the result of careful and skilled rolling. If it's a hard draw, then the tobacco is rolled too tightly. Most likely they were done by beginners or apprentices at the factory. Many so-called cigar seconds or subprime cigars have a hard draw. It actually takes years of practice to roll a cigar that has an ideal draw. I recently bought a top name cigar at my local shop. It was pretty, it had a few visible veins, it was capped nicely. I clipped it, I started smoking it, and it was incredibly disappointing. Although the tobacco was flavorful and aged, it took way too much work to puff on it. The draw was horrible. I should have known better. It ruined my experience. When I smoke a cigar, I want to relax, ponder the day, and enjoy the aroma. I don't want to feel like I'm back on the job. One of the things you can do when you buy cigars individually is to lightly pinch the cigar from one end to the other. If there's a hard spot along the body of the product, there's a possibility that the draw is going to be hard. That's where the air won't flow through easily. Sometimes I've remedied that by rolling the cigar between my thumb and forefinger a little bit to loosen up the tight spot. I will only do that with a bargain cigar. I expect a good cigar to be rolled appropriately and evenly from end to end, and that ensures a nice draw. Now there's products out there that cure that. There's one thing called the draw poker, which puts a channel in the cigar from one end to the other, thereby ensuring an easier draw. That does solve the immediate problem, but ideally, I want to draw through the entire diameter of the cigar, not an artificially made channel. I solved the problem on occasion with a 4-inch nail and sometimes pushed that nail through the side of the cigar and ended up piercing the wrapper and the binder. That renders the cigar fairly useless and it's no longer a pleasure. Personally, I want to avoid the issue. I don't want to solve the issue with my own hardware and own messing around. I hate blowing money on a good cigar only to have it mechanically goof around, only to have to mechanically goof around with it to have a good experience. I avoid it first by choosing a good cigar from a reputable company. Secondly, I read the reviews and look for the commentary on a particular cigar's draw. By keeping true to these two things, you can ensure the nice, relaxing experience you expect from a premium smoke, but the last thing you want to do is work hard at smoking your cigar. And with that, I'm going to say have a great day, everybody. Finish your coffee. Get some work done. And I'll see you tomorrow morning.